Hello, welcome to Studio One once again. Seems to be becoming a bit of a favourite, this one. Right, so if you tuned in to see the film, I think it's Gloucester Cathedral, and jump forward about 20 minutes, but you are most welcome to join us in the comments, learn a little bit, and you never know, you might be tempted to join in. Wow. Right, now, Parkinsons has got a bit of a grip on me at the moment, so I might be a bit shaky. I apologise for that. But, nothing I can do about it. Right, let's get on with the comments then. We'll start off with a bit of family news with James from Canada. Toronto in Canada. And James writes, "Hi Ron, Pauline has done a wonderful job in the garden." This is James firing back because I was indignant last time he said Pauline's garden. And now of course he can't stop himself stirring, can he? He said, "Mine is showing the effects of the autumn and some neglect due to being back at work." Sound like an excuse to me. "Last weekend was Canadian Thanksgiving already, and I headed up to Manitoulin Island and Sudbury with weather warm enough for the official virtual mascot to get some swimming in." Yes, on this channel we've even got a mascot. I have to say, I don't know if you've seen Sumac's clip that she put up. Sumac put up, I suppose. I've never seen a dog take to water like that. My gosh, she's in there and swimming like mad. I think James ought to we ought to start a petition, get James in there as well. Yes, I shall start that going if he keeps on about Pauline's garden. Oh dear. He said, "I'm in Boston, USA now with the rowing team for one of the big regattas." Yeah, James is into rowing. "We never seem to get the results. I was up most of the night checking my clock to make sure I'd get the taxi to the airport in time for our flight. I ended up getting up at 3 AM So I'm feeling a little bit tired now. I think you are, James." Came up in the end. Yeah, oh well. There you go. Right. Now then, the first film we're going to look at was the Riding the Rails, the Gloucester and Warwickshire Steam or Heritage Railway. We rode the rails there for a while. That went down quite well. I think what sold it was Judith Durham and Rock and Roll and Riding. But anyway, Marilyn. Our Marilyn. Of course, Marilyn's not content to just watch the film. She's actually been out and been down there. Been to the Gloucester Warwickshire. Amazing. She said, she went with some of the Parkinsons group. She helps out in the Parkinsons group. She got MS herself, but there you go. Right. So we had a wonderful day last Saturday on the GWHR. All the trains worked perfectly, even cross country, so she got there on time. That's useful. We arrived in time to get the 12:15 from the racecourse with a short break at Tollington, and I rushed them to the cafe. How many lines have we got? 1, 2, third line and she's at the cafe already. Good old Marilyn. I bet they didn't know what hit her. It was a lovely day weather-wise, she said. The volunteers do a wonderful job on that railway, don't they just? And it was just pristine everywhere. Home about 8. I didn't do too much the day after that, or the next day. I can imagine not, Marion. Blimey. See you next week. Take care of yourselves. We'll do our very best. Right, Simon. Engage on a shelf. Now, if you're following Simon's railway build, he claims to have finished now. He's filled in all the scenery all the way around, but of course there's loads of stuff to do, and never finished really. But Simon says, "I really must get off my backside and go and sit on my backside on the train. Record some of the sounds if nothing else." Get out there, Simon. Get on that railway. Trev. Here we go. I can hear something buzzing around up there, but fortunately we've got a reasonable insulation in here. Noise-wise, not perfect, but not bad. Right, Trev, thank you for that lovely trip down the GWR, he said. It was great to see that they recognised a truly powerful locomotive when they see one by running one of our brilliant southern locomotives. This is Trev being controversial. Oh dear. Schools class number 30925, Cheltenham. We knew how to build them down there, and they could outpower anything the GWR 440, even that awful looking City of Truro, so it could outpower them all, could it? They could even outdo the 460s, such as the GWR Castles. I thought I'd throw in a bit of controversy and wait for the flak. Well, there's your chance. If you don't think Trevor's right in his assessment that the Southern Railway engines were better than the GWR, now's your chance. Get on there. Paul, West Country Wanderings. Always good to hear a roundup of the news from the Parkinsons Walk family, isn't it just? He liked the GWHR compilation, and he said, I've never seen that austerity class loco either on GWHR or anywhere before, unless it has been renumbered or repainted. Anybody? The austerity class rumbling up and down. Why has that suddenly popped up from somewhere then? They just finished its restoration? Who knows? Comments please. Jim, our Jim from New Zealand. Can't beat a nice bit of steam railway run. Always takes me back to the time 70 odd years and more ago when I travelled to Staunton Grammar School for 5 years on a train pulled by a little old tank engine. That's when railways were railways, Jim. Michael from Poland. The sights and sounds of a working railway are the best in the world for an old codger like me. Oh dear. So many memories of days gone by come flooding back. Cheltenham Racecourse Station. See, I tried to imagine back in the day on how many thousands of people must have used this site on race day. Imagine the crowds making their way on foot towards the course. It must have been an amazing sight. Excuse me. Well, you can still have an amazing sight because on race days, because of the car parking and traffic difficulties, the GWR allow racegoers to park up in their car park at Torrington and catch the train. Torrington, I suppose they allow it up at Broadway as well. So, yeah, so you can still see everybody in their finery and city hats making their way through the racecourse station. Wonderful stuff. Somerset man walking, Darren. I've just got back from Dorset yesterday to foreign climes, did Darren, all the way to Dorset. It seems I picked up a strange twang of an accent, a mixture of Somerset and Dorset. Yes. Let's hope we can still understand you then, Darren. Sounds like a great name for a railway, he said. We enjoy our time away and visited the Swanage Heritage Railway. A short video on that coming soon. Darren puts loads and loads of videos up. If you want to follow him on his walks and his various adventures. Somerset man walking. Get you there. Right. Ah yes, this was Marilyn from 2 weeks ago before she actually went to the GWR. He said, I hope you and the worldwide family are doing well. I especially enjoyed today's film as guess what? The elder sister is going there tomorrow, cross country permitting, and I'm taking 2 of the Parkinsons group volunteers with me. I'm so looking forward to seeing what they've done since the last time I was there, just after COVID. Wow. It's been a difficult few days. This last week I was sent to A&E. Oh yeah, get this. This is, well, I hope not a familiar tale, to be honest with you. Yes, she says it's been a difficult few days, as last week I was sent to A&E for my rocketing blood pressure. The 8-hour wait to see somebody didn't exactly help. I can't see it. I mean, if you've got somebody with high blood pressure and you hold them up for 8 hours, Doesn't bear thinking about, does it? So my long-suffering daughter and son-in-law finally dropped me back here at 3:15 a.m. 3:15 a.m. I can tell you it's a long time since the older sister came in at that time in the morning. I can imagine it is. See you next Friday, she says. Pete Payne. Ah, Pete. Very enjoyable, and another to be added to the list I must go see. I do love a 28XX. Just got in from a very busy day on the final leg of clearing Mum's house. 50 years of collecting, so quite a prospect. Stay safe. Yeah, we've got Pete and also David from Spain. Both clearing out their mum's properties at the moment. Yes, sad times. But I can imagine that it's very easy to get sidetracked on that. I haven't done it myself, I know. But you pick up an object, you know, some memories, and you share the memories with somebody there, and before you know it, there's an hour ago. So there you go. You're getting there now. Oh well. Lionel and Mary. Lionel said that looked like a great day out with the good lady. I was informed where you were by my good lady. Oh yes, well, everywhere I've been. Oh, Mary's been. Oh, well done, Mary. I just wish I lived close to that line. I'm hoping to visit the Watercress line tomorrow with Mary. Yes, you did. Yeah. They're running the A4 Sir Nigel Gresley. And in actual fact, Lionel, let's put a film up, including the old A4. Jonathan Coles, rock and roll and riding. Remember singing this tune when my mum would put novelty singles on the record player. Oh my God. When myself and my two brothers were young. Remember the old record player with the strange needles? Wonderful stuff. Huh. Charles, New Jersey, USA. That was an absolutely marvellous journey, he says. I think I enjoyed it as much as Pauline and yourself. And all I got to view on was my screen. Glad you enjoyed it, Charles. It was a nice day out, I have to say. And talking of David from Spain, he said, I do enjoy seeing the vlog from the shed. Shed? It's a studio. It really does have a Jack Hargreaves old country feel to it. All you need to do is finish off with a game of table skittles. Yes, that's how he always ends his show if you watch it through. Jack Hargreaves, wonderful. The trip along the GWHR, lots of different views, some really fine engines on the show. And autumn has now arrived down here, he says. Storm Alice is the name of this one. Oh, look out, we're into storms already. Yeah, I think this one is the local name for the deep depressions that arrive at this time of year. Cold drops is the translation. I went out gathering winter fuel this week and came across a horse chestnut tree rich with fruit. So I picked half a dozen. Later I bumped into an Englishman who lives in the locality. We both had a chuckle talking about conkers, of course. And said, of course, no one plays that out here. Well, only me and him. Well done, David. Keep the old traditions alive. Right. Abandoned railways brings up the close on this railway then. Hi Ron. Once again, a top-class matters arising with some excellent comments from the family members. You guys make this channel, really. You do. I sometimes think we could do without the films. But I suppose we need a subject to talk about. Right. He says, some good comments from the family members, then a real treat, a ride on the Gloucester Warwickshire Railway. Right. Now the film last week was a bit of an experiment really, from St James Church, because with the lack of mobility I'm developing with Parkinson's, my range isn't very far, but if I were to film churches, then of course it's all contained in one area, isn't it? And they're quite interesting. So this was a toe in the water to see what reaction I'd get, and I have to say it was quite positive. But I wouldn't want to show churches every week, but I could certainly mix them in. Yeah, anyway, we'll see. So, St James Church then. David says, "Good day, Ron. The manor has a lovely set of farm buildings, and it would be great to time travel back and see the place in all its glory." Yeah, can you imagine all people with their smocks on and their cart horses and working horses and various old pieces of machinery lying about? Yeah, it lends itself to that kind of thing, doesn't it? Lots of old buildings there. Yeah, he said, when you look around the church, it makes you think we've lost the art of building things to last nowadays. Can you imagine the times that tree had witnessed? Ah yes, the old yew tree, 2,000 years old. Hardly believable, isn't it, really? Yeah. I asked Pauline if she could remember it being planted, and she threw something at me. Can't please that woman. Can you imagine the times that tree has witnessed too? Well, I don't know, I don't suppose the church was there then, so it would have had to witness the start and the various reiterations of it. Amazing stuff, amazing. Yeah. And then David finishes by saying, can you imagine the times that tree had witnessed? Then we mutter about the kettle taking too long to boil. There's perspective for you, isn't it? 2,000 years alongside 2 minutes. Oh yeah. Jim Nichols from New Zealand, who thought it was an interesting church. Good to see that your supervisor came with you to make sure you didn't misbehave. Yes, a rare visit from Pauline. Jim and I had a little bit of a to and fro after that, but I'm not going to go there. Too dangerous. Malcolm. A manor house with a church attached, and a nice spot for a bit of contemplative angling. Yeah, wonderful. Sit there on the bank. You don't want to catch a fish, do you, really? Because it just spoils your line of thought. Anyways, Simon from Engage on a Shelf jumped in there and said, it's not much of a challenge there, Markham. It's so full you can walk across it without getting your feet wet. They throw themselves on the hook just to have something to eat. You might be exaggerating slightly, I'm not sure. Darren, Somerset Man Walking. A lovely video, it says. Loved hearing all about the history of the church. I'm not at all religious myself, but I'm always in awe of the architecture in these fascinating buildings. Yeah, wonderful, aren't they? Yeah. Abandoned railways are wrong. A very beautiful church, Ronnie says, with an interesting history. And those barns are also impressive structures too. An enjoyable video to watch whilst we wait for this anti-cyclonic gloom to go away. Hoping for some sunshine soon, blimey. Yes, well, I think you're more likely to get rain than sunshine looking out there at the moment. But, oh, you never know. Could get lucky. Pete Payne. I love the yew tree, he says. What an amazing church with so many interesting details. He says, I was christened at Talon Church near Portperrow. That's in Cornwall, of course. It's unusual as it has a detached bell tower. All right, so did the original building fall down and they built another one detached, or was it designed that way? Interesting, Pete. Lionel and Mary Travels. Lionel says, unusual subject for you, Ron. Yep, but interesting nevertheless. Mary hasn't mentioned ever being there, so I think it's one up to you. Blimey. Good. I noticed your supporting extras were well trained. I have trouble with mine at times. I'm not getting involved in that one either, Lionel. Oh, leave me out. Michael, Poland. A lovely English country church with its 2,000-year-old yew tree outside. A beautiful setting for this remarkable building. So much history in one place, spanning centuries of worship. Yeah, don't forget that's what they were there for, weren't they? Marilyn, what an interesting church you programmed. I thought you were preparing us for winter at first. Oh yes, we had a few snowy scenes, didn't we, out the archives. And it is at a record age for an old tree. It's amazing, yes. Is it a record age? I think it's the second or third oldest in the country, from what I hear, but these things change, don't they? One way or another. And she says, I hope they can retain the organ pipes when the organ is replaced. Yeah, they're nice to look at, aren't they? But you never know. Right, on the last page. Charles again, from New Jersey, USA. The church is beautiful, and the stone and woodwork are marvellous. Something had to have happened previously, because it's a shame to see thieves beware signs on the right side of the door. Yeah, somebody broke in and stole the chalice and some other bits of silverware and what have you. Been there for donkey's years, and then somebody comes and thinks it belongs to them, I suppose. Makes you wonder. I said to Charles, I saw a sign in the church, I think it was, going back a while, and it said, just love everybody, I'll sort them out later. Suits me. David from Spain. Morning, Ron, it says. The church in snow. Great archive photos at the start. The sun must have come out quickly, as it had all been gone by the time we saw the graveyard. Yes. A lovely view across the lake to see the old manor house, and with that Roman font and that enormous yew being over 2,000 years old. This is likely to have been a place of cult before those times, yeah? People must have been worshipping there long before that. Amazing. I can't work out, he says, why they would block off the internal entrance to the tower. I couldn't work that out either when I was there. It seems a bit silly, really. You're making a more vulnerable access through there. Unless, I suppose, I wonder if it's to seal the church itself off, so if people get into the back door, they can't get into the church. Don't know. I really don't know. And David goes on to say, I'm looking now to the grey sky over Portsmouth right now, but no worries, I'll be up in the loft soon. This is David clearing out his mum's house. Up in the loft soon. Oh, blimey. That's the ideal place, and that's where everything gets stuffed up there. It's covered in dust and goodness knows what. Good luck, David, good luck. You're nearly there now. Right. Archive film next week, Gloucester Cathedral. Keeping on the religious church theme, we're going to visit Gloucester Cathedral. Now I remember Jim from New Zealand had a go at me last time or the first time we showed this. So, something along the lines of, I was really enjoying that till some old duffer came out and pretended to wash his hands. Good old Jim, well done. Right, and then next week we're going to have a look at the Severn Tunnel Railway Junction Station. I've been meaning to go and have a look at this for absolutely ages and ages. I knew it wasn't going to be anything like it used to be, but I just wanted to know how well it did look. And so popped down there with the camera, gave it a go. The only problem is that, of course, it's right next to the M4, so you've got that horrible traffic noise in the background, which I'll apologise now, but they wouldn't hold the traffic up for me, I'm afraid. So we'll just have to put up with it. So we'll be down at the Junction Railway next Friday. Don't be late. If you love religious buildings, then you won't do better than this one. If you appreciate the artistry of the stonemason and the carpenter, then truly you're in for a treat. If you don't like either, well, I'm afraid you've lucked out on this one. If you like good stirring music, you're still in with a chance. This is what we're doing today. We're going to go in through the main entrance. We'll do a clockwise circuit of the main cathedral building, and then we're going to the cloisters and do a circuit round there. the arches, all that remains of the old infirmary, built to serve the brethren, but also used as a kind of old folks' home for the wealthy. Through to Miller's Green. It's a 13th century gateway here. It's the location of the old Abbey Mill that was driven by the River Twyver, and also the Parliament Room. The cathedral itself can trace its origins back to 679 when King Osric built a monastery here. How do you feel about being on the telly? Sorry? How long will it last? Oh, a couple of hours. Yeah, it does well. How many years have you been here now? How many? Quite a few. I bet you have. I bet you have. My son works in Birmingham, and he used to come here ever so often, and he misses it. So he asked me if I'd come out with my camera and film it. So I've got to film you because you're part of the fittings. Take care. Bye bye.